When the world saw Money Heist, fans split overnight. Love for the professor, pure hate for Arturo. Viewers in 190 countries argued across Twitter in 2019. What made these faces the most loved versus most hated Money Heist characters? Let's find out. Now here's our first pick for the most hated, Arturo Roman. If Useless had a face, it would look like Arturo Roman. From the moment he opened his mouth in Money Heist, fans worldwide agreed on one thing. This man needed to go. Arturo starts as the factory boss, the responsible adult in the room. Within 10 minutes, he's begging for his life, crying louder than the alarms. The professor planned every second of the heist, but even he couldn't predict how annoying one hostage could be. In Season 1, Arturo tries to escape, fails, and somehow blames everyone else. By Season 3, he turns his failure into fame, writing a book, calling himself a hero, and talking on TV like he didn't almost ruin everything. Fans in Spain literally booed when he came back. One Reddit thread had over 25,000 votes just to keep him out of Season 5. Then Netflix gave us Arturo 2.0, armed with grenades, ego, and no self-awareness. He hurts people, gets shot, and still acts like the victim. Actor Enrique Arce even said in an interview, "If people hate me, I've done my job right." Arturo didn't survive because he was smart. He survived because pain takes time to leave the screen, and while he made fans scream in anger, the next character made them fall in love with pure genius. The professor, the brain who beat the system. If Patience had a face, it would wear glasses and talk like it's solving math in slow motion. That's the professor, the man who made the whole world fall for a thief. While everyone else in Money Heist ran, screamed, and shot, he sat quietly in a little warehouse sipping tea, predicting chaos like it was a board game. Sergio Marquina didn't rob a mint for money, he robbed it for justice. His plan? Expose how broken the system was, and somehow look cool doing it. When Season 1 dropped in 2017, viewers couldn't believe how clean his plan was. He thought of everything. Backup names, fake hostages, coded messages. Even the cops respected his brain. By Season 3, Netflix reported Money Heist became the most watched non-English show ever, and every country suddenly wanted its own professor. But what made him so loved wasn't the plan, it was the heart behind it. He cried when his people died. He fell in love with Lisbon. He broke down when he thought she was gone. Genius with guilt, that's rare on TV, while the professor built empires with strategy. Moving on to another hated name, Gandia. Every show needs one villain who doesn't just cause trouble, he enjoys it. For Money Heist, that's Gandia, the private security chief who somehow turns a robbery into a full-on battlefield. When he first shows up, you think he's just another tough guy with a headset. Nope. By the time Season 4 hits, Gandia's running through the Bank of Spain like he's in a video game, leaving trails of smoke and terror. He doesn't just fight the robbers, he hunts them, especially Nairobi, and that's where fans officially lost it. The second he pulls that trigger, millions of viewers worldwide stopped breathing. Social media exploded. Hashtag Justice for Nairobi trended in over 20 countries within hours. People hated Gandia with a passion rarely seen for a fictional character. Actor Jose Manuel Poga even said he got death threats after the episode aired. What made Gandia scary wasn't that he was strong, it was that he loved the chaos. Every scream was a trophy to him, every kill made him smile. He was the nightmare the professor never planned for, and while Gandia spread fear through violence, the next character commanded love through charisma and pure madness. Now let's talk about a fan favorite, Berlin. Some people steal money. Berlin stole the show. Every time he opened his mouth, it felt like watching Danger wearing a suit. Cool, calm, and absolutely unbothered. And that's Berlin. He's the guy who'd toast champagne during a hostage crisis, flirt mid-gunfight, and walk away like it's an art show. On paper, he's terrible. Manipulative, arrogant, borderline cruel, but somehow fans loved him anyway. Why? Because under all that madness, Berlin lived by one rule: style before survival. In Season 1, he controls chaos like a maestro conducting music. When he sacrifices himself in the finale, walking straight into gunfire, millions of people cried for a man who technically didn't deserve forgiveness. That scene hit 3.5 million live viewers in Spain, and the internet broke for him. Then Netflix brought him back in flashbacks, and fans screamed, "Finally!" His one-liners became legend. Love is beautiful and tragic. Actor Pedro Alonso said he played Berlin like a man in love with death, and you can feel it every second. He's the most charming villain since Hannibal Lecter, the kind of man you'd hate to love, but love anyway. And while Berlin died with style, the next woman hunted with none. Pure smile, pure menace, pure control. Another face everyone loved to hate, Alicia Sierra. Some villains scream, Alicia Sierra whispers, and somehow that's 10 times scarier. From the moment she walks into the show, 9 months pregnant and totally unbothered, you just know she's the kind of cop who sleeps fine after breaking souls. She doesn't fight with guns, she fights with psychology, torture by words. Every scene feels like she's slowly taking your brain apart while smiling like it's a Sunday picnic. When she catches Lisbon in season 4, she turns interrogation into art. Calm voice, fake kindness, and questions that hit like bullets. Fans went crazy online. How can someone be this evil and this cool at the same time? Trended in multiple languages. The actress Najwa Nimri said she built Alicia to be the villain people secretly respect. And that's exactly what she became. Pregnant, ruthless, and never wrong. Even when she goes rogue later and flips sides, you still don't fully trust her. She doesn't join the team, she infiltrates it. Alicia is chaos in a clean suit. While she hunted criminals with words, the next hero fought with fire. Reckless, loud, and impossible to ignore. The list of beloved heroes, Tokyo doesn't just steal money. She steals the camera every time she walks in. Loud, wild, unpredictable, and somehow impossible to hate. When she narrates Money Heist, you feel like she's sitting right next to you, telling the story over a cigarette in chaos. She's the spark that starts everything. The professor calls her after a lifetime of running. Banks robbed, lovers lost, police always one step behind. From the first minute, she's trouble, but the kind you can't look away from. Her love story with Rio is messy, impulsive, and real. They fight, they run, they break, and somehow still find their way back. By season 3, their breakup is what triggers the second heist. Yeah, love literally caused a war, but Tokyo's biggest moment comes in season 5. Surrounded, wounded, and smiling, she pulls the pin and takes the enemy with her. That explosion became one of Netflix's most replayed scenes of 2021. Tokyo dies like she lived, loud, fearless, and on her own terms. Fans across 90 countries posted tributes within hours, and while Tokyo burned bright and fast, the next man burned everything around him just to feel in control. Now, here's a man whose greed broke the team. Palermo. Palermo walked into Money Heist like he owned the plan. Confident, sharp, and colder than the gold he wanted to steal. He wasn't there to help, he was there to prove he was smarter than everyone else, especially the professor. When he takes Berlin's place in season 3, fans had hope. He had that same genius energy. The suit, the smirk, the calm, but then came the meltdown. The second the team stopped listening to him, Palermo switched sides faster than Wi-Fi in a bad hotel. He unlocked Gandia, the literal monster of the Bank of Spain, and caused one of the bloodiest arcs in the series. Nairobi's death, partly his fault. Fans hated him for it. Twitter blew up with Palermo redemption arc, canceled memes. Actor Rodrigo de la Serna later admitted he's not meant to be liked, he's meant to be real. Still, deep down, you see the pain. His loyalty to Berlin wasn't just friendship, it was love. Losing him broke Palermo, and breaking others became his way to cope. He's the perfect example of brains without balance. The guy who could build a plan, but couldn't hold it together. And where Palermo divided the team, the next soul kept them breathing, with warmth, courage, and a smile worth more than gold. One of the purest souls in the heist. Nairobi. If the professor was the brain and Tokyo was the fire, Nairobi was the heart. No drama, no ego, just pure love, loyalty, and grit. She didn't just print money, she printed hope. From the first episode, she treats everyone like family. "Let's do this properly" becomes her motto, and suddenly, chaos turns into teamwork. Fans adored her because she felt real, like the one person in that red jumpsuit who'd actually check if you'd eaten. Her past was rough, A single mom losing her son to the system. But instead of breaking, she kept smiling. When she said, "Let the matriarchy begin," it wasn't a joke. It was a promise. Then came the scene that broke the internet. Gandia's bullet, the bag over her head. Silence. Over 20 million Netflix users watched that episode in the first week, and the reactions were brutal. Hashtags, tributes, even murals painted across Latin America. Nairobi didn't die a side character. She died a symbol. Her strength became the team's fuel, and fans still say the show never felt the same after her. While Nairobi held hearts together, the next man reminded us why some villains deserve every second of hate they get. Our next hated pick needs no defense. Arturo 2.0. Just when fans thought they'd seen the last of Arturo Roman, Netflix said, "Surprise!" and brought him back worse than ever. Arturo 2.0 wasn't just annoying anymore, he was dangerous. He walks into the Bank of Spain like a bad sequel no one asked for, shouting, grandstanding, and calling himself a hero. Bro, you were the hostage. By season 5, his ego could have filled the vault by itself. Then he crosses every line possible, using hostages as shields, waving grenades around like toys, even hurting people who trusted him. The writers gave him every chance to redeem himself, and he used each one to make viewers hate him more. Reddit threads were brutal. One had over 30,000 upvotes for, "Please, just make it stop." When Monica finally shoots him, fans didn't gasp. They cheered. Even actor Enrique Arte admitted in interviews, "People don't love to hate Arturo anymore. They just hate him." Mission achieved. Arturo 2.0 proves something no villain ever should. You can survive bullets, but not bad character development. And while he sank to rock bottom, one man quietly carried the show's soul with kindness, loyalty, and a heart big enough for everyone. And finally, one of the most respected and loved, Helsinki. If Money Heist had a heartbeat, it would sound like Helsinki laughing in the middle of chaos. He's the muscle of the crew, huge, tattooed, quiet, but somehow he's also the one who makes everyone feel safe. Behind that tough look is a man who just wants peace. He cooks for everyone, comforts the weak, and carries the wounded without complaint. Fans loved him because he didn't chase power or fame. He chased connection. When others argued, he listened. When others killed, he held back. His love for Oslo, his cousin, showed how deep his loyalty ran. And when he held Nairobi's body after she died, that scene broke millions. No shouting, no music, just pain on his face, pure and silent. That moment became one of the show's most emotional scenes, replayed endlessly across social media. Even the actor Darko Peric said, "Helsinki is the human part of the heist." He was proof that kindness can exist even in crime. While others stole gold, Helsinki stole hearts and never gave them back. And that's the beauty of Money Heist. In a story full of thieves, the real treasure was always the people we couldn't stop caring about. In the end, gold didn't make them legends. Loyalty did. Every heist ends, but their names stay in our hearts. Click the next video before it disappears. It reveals what really came after the masks came off.